Hi guys, this is the story of how I started my snow removal business, and it is quite a story. So back in 2016 when I graduated Lexington High School, I did not know what I was going to do for a career, go to college, go to work. So I decided I was going to work full time at the job I had. I was the manager of all the cashiers at Mahoney's Garden Center, and on top of that, I decided it was a bright idea to go to school full time at Middlesex Community College. So now I was doing about 50 hours of work and then another full-time school load, which wasn't the brightest idea. So that winter, the first semester of college, I did awful. I was failing every class. Second semester, I did a lot better. I was getting straight A's and B's. I was happy. Third semester, I decided, after talking with one of my friends who plows snow in the winter, that I was gonna start a snow removal business. And he talked me into it. So now I was going to work full time, going to school full time, and starting my own business. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. And I was. So I, at the time, was driving a bright blue, Smurf blue Mustang convertible. I thought I was the coolest guy around. I was not. I was probably the dumbest guy around. It's good for one season, that car, and one season only. Not good in the winter. So I was driving home from work one night, and it just rained all day, but it was in November, so it got cold at night. So the roads start to freeze with the water left on the road, and I was driving home, and a deer ran out, and I swerved, and I took out a mailbox. I went straight over it. And I did about $4,000 worth of damage to my car. And I said, you know what? I'm going to fix this and buy a truck. So I, like an idiot, spent $4,000 fixing my car to then go buy a used truck. Like, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, but it made sense in my head. So I went out and bought this 2008 Ford F-250. It had a crew cab and an 8-foot bed. So if any of you have ever seen this truck, it's something you'd see on a ranch or a farm or anywhere but Massachusetts, because you cannot park this car anywhere. But I thought it was the brightest idea in the world. I was like, bigger truck, more power, I'll move more snow. Not the case. Moves less snow, can't take turns, you can't park it. So I decided, you know what? I'm going to sell both of these cars and go buy a new truck that's smaller. So I brought both cars to a dealership in Wakefield and said to the guy, I want that white truck over there. It was a regular cab, 2011 F-250, 8-foot bed. And the guy looked at me and said, you want to trade in two cars to get the one car that you probably can't afford and take on a loan? And I said, absolutely. Little did he know, I also took out a loan to buy a plow. So I am probably in debt a good $30,000 at this time. And I am 19. And everything was making sense. So I get this truck and I start driving it home. And the first thing I do is I hit a deer 4 hours after I bought it. And there goes another $4,000. So I'm $35,000 in debt fixing this truck that I just bought. And with all the debt from everything else. Because I was not making any money off these cars I traded in. So my friend Thomas, finally, we go on a trip to Keene, New Hampshire, which is about 2 hours away from Lexington. And if any of you have ever tried to buy a snowplow in November, it's a hot commodity. It's like looking for a TV on Black Friday at Best Buy. You are not finding one at a deal. It's gone. Like, the sale happened 3 years ago, and you're just showing up now. Not one place within 100 miles had a plow. So I had to go to the closest place in Keene, New Hampshire to buy this plow. So we took a trip, put it in the bed of the truck after 2 hours there, drove it 2 hours back, and decided to put this thing together in the driveway. Now, that was awful, but we managed to put it together, and the first day plowing, I hit a garage. I was shocked. But in the end, I realized that after I made all the money I did and broke even that day, that starting my business was the best thing that's ever happened to me, because I realized that I love owning my own business and I wouldn't be happy working for anybody else. So I still work for a company. I'm a manager there, but I'm in charge. And it caused me to want to graduate from Middlesex, so I got my degree there. And now I go to UMass Lowell, and I'm getting my bachelor's, so eventually I can start my own business and run it full time. But that's the story of how I took on so much debt and made so many mistakes that everybody thought I was crazy. But it led me down the path of going to get my bachelor's degree, which I can't thank anybody enough for. And that's my story of how I started my business, made a ton of mistakes, lost a lot of money, but now I'm on a path that I'm grateful to be on. Thank you.